Hey gamers, and welcome to another episode of our part-time gamers club. My name is Mike. I'm here along with Gerard and Gio. Say hello, guys.
So,
So
So in today's episode, we're gonna be talking about our favorite self games. We're gonna go over our honorable mentions. We're gonna go over our actual favorite choices, and then we're gonna probably rank them and discuss our choices, and we'll go from there. So, Gerard, why don't you start us off with your honorable mention?
sure. I was thinking very long and hard about this, um, and I'm just gonna use like a recent game, and the reason why so recent as an honorable mention because it's close to being my choice is just because since we haven't had any good games and since it's very new, it's very modernized. So all the old games for stealth just didn't stand a chance. So my honorable mention is Hitman 3. Uh, One of the best Hitman games. It came out coming strong off of Hitman 2 and became the favorite Hitman games of all. Hitman 3 came out in 2021. So very recent, but that's the reason why it's my honorable mention. But like, it is, if in a couple of years there's not a better stealth game, just Hitman 3 would be marked as a classic, right? Even best of all the stealth games.
I haven't tried it. Now you're making me want to try it just by the way you talked about it. I think I played the original Hitman, but I never played or maybe it was Hitman 2, but I never played them like that.
Yeah, I think I played the original Hitman. It was good. I
Mhm.
can I just never kept going with the Hitman 2 and Hitman 3. So
Yeah, I can't
that's
speak too
that.
much on
Okay. So Gio, what's your
it.
honorable?
I'd say my honorable mention, and it's because might not be considered one of the best overall stealth games, but it was my introduction to stealth games, and it was fun, really fun to me, and I liked the elements of it, and it was with ninjas and stuff like that. So I was big on that. Tenchu 2. That is the stealth game that I chose as my honorable mention because that was like the first game I played with those elements and that style, and I would just love that game because it was fun to me. It had a fun element to it. It wasn't maybe as serious as some of the other ones that I played later on, but that was definitely one of my favorite ones just because it was fun and it was my, I guess, nostalgic because it was my first stealth type game that I played personally.
I will admit when you brought up you said a ninja game. Ninja Gaiden popped in my head. I was like, "There's no way he said Ninja Gaiden. There's
No, no,
no way."
no. Ninja Gaiden's dope too, though. It was a dope game, hard but
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played Tenchu. Or if I did, I probably don't remember.
I remember playing Tenchu 2. I remember it vividly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think I have. But good choices, good choices. So my honorable mention is Assassin Creed, the original. It's kind of I thought the whole concept of the game was fun. It was pretty fresh and new. Um, I think I just really enjoyed the concept of the game, sneaking around, jumping on some people to assassinate. And it had like many side missions that you can do. Um, so I would say that was my honorable mention because it was a fun game.
Nah, the original Assassin's Creed's good. I think I enjoyed. I think it was two more so, but I liked Assassin's Creed. I like those games. Period. They're definitely some of the best stealth games out there for sure.
Remind me, one is Altair, two is Ezio, right?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm also a big fan of two. Like I
Hmm.
like one. Don't get me wrong. I played through it entirely one. But when two came out and I saw, oh, it is not just like ride between the towns kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like 1 was. I was like, oh, this is, yeah, I love this. And it has a little bit more than just stealth.
I think.
Yeah,
Good.
I thought 2 was good too, and then I think after 2 it just kind of got repetitive to me. But
I think 3
that's
Black Flag was different. But
yeah. That's what I was gonna mention. I was gonna say I think one of the more popular ones that became was the one that was like, isn't that like pirate based almost kind of deal?
That's Black Flag, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you get your own ship, and it feels good to have your own ship and just sailing between the islands.
But it's still stealth. Like once you're off the islands, it's still like Assassin's Creed, right?
It's got more focused on fighting, but yeah, there's stealth elements. Yeah.
Well, that would make more sense with pirates, though. You wouldn't expect them to be stealthy.
I don't know. You were still a spy. You were still an assassin while as a pirate. Remember that an assassin is pretending to be something. They will be anything.
Yeah. That's good. All
right.
Well, those are all our choices of honorable mentions, and they were all good choices. I see. Now we're gonna talk about our actual favorite. So, Gerard, what is your favorite stealth game?
My favorite stealth game, and my choice might be different though. My choice and favorite in this case, actually, is going to be a video game that I've played for a very long time. And if you, like, I would say back in the Xbox days, were playing any spy game online, it was this game. My choice and favorite game is Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Specifically, Chaos Theory because that game, multiplayer, had spies versus mercenaries. And spies would just literally snap the neck of mercenaries, but mercenaries had guns. Multiplayer was phenomenal, but the storyline took it to like the next level, where you have Sam Fisher, which is a renowned main character like throughout the entire Splinter Cell series, as the best assassin, and in Chaos Theory you feel it specifically so. That was the one where they introduced like breaking people's neck while hanging on a pipe. So that's my choice for one of the best stealth games.
I personally can't speak too much on that one because I never played any Splinter Cell games. I know about them. I heard about them. I remember them being real big at that time, but I never played one.
Yeah, I think I played one of them. I don't think I got too far into it, but okay. So, Gio, what's yours?
The game that I picked as my favorite stealth game of all time that probably stuck out to me the most was Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. That was, I played a little bit of the first one, don't get me wrong, but I didn't get as warped into the storyline of that one as I did in Sons of Liberty. I think they really did a great job with that storyline. I really enjoyed it. The gameplay, everything about it was it was a dope game. The graphics, I believe that was PS2, right?
Yes.
And it was one of like the games that was flexing the power of the PS2 with the cutscenes, and it just felt like a movie. Like
it was made by Kojima. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was like,
oh yeah, you told me about this Kojima thing. I forgot.
That was an off-screen topic.
yeah. Oh yeah, well, yeah. But that's my favorite stealth game of all time.
So I mean, yes, I love Metal Gear Solid. So I can't, and it kind of ties into, my choice actually, because my choice is actually the original Metal Gear Solid, and I just love the whole series, really, honestly, and I just love the sneaky type and the storyline, and the puzzles and all that stuff, and it really what brought me into the stealth games. But so yeah, I can't disagree with you, Gio, since Metal Gear the original is my would have been my choice. And I mean, I do love Metal Gear 2 also. So like, I
Can't
just
go
always
wrong
pick
with
it.
either one of them.
I'm a sucker for original and the original instead of sequels and stuff like
We're
that.
both
But
OGs.
yeah, so that's why I pick Assassin's Creed as an honorable mention. Even though I know 2 was good, but like I said, I
It's
enjoy
funny
them.
because two's my favorite too for that series.
Yeah, I mean, so now that we know our choices, um, maybe a little bit debatable on our ranking of the choices. We'll see how this goes. But
Oh,
let's see. Let's discuss what's gonna put our top 3, and we're gonna start with what's on the third. What's number 3?
So I have a
drugs.
question first. I actually don't, because you never played Splinter Cell, so you have a hard representation. But you knew of Splinter Cell, even
Mhm.
though, okay, my choice is, or I was going to say my third would be Metal Gear Solid 2, because it's more of an action game than a stealth game.
I disagree.
I agree.
Mm.
I
It's more of an
disagree.
action game than a stealth game. Metal Gear Solid 1 was all about the stealth. Metal Gear Solid 2,
just
you
hating.
just killed people.
You're
You
just
had a
hating 'cause
choice to
you're a
actually go
fan-
through the entire game without
You're
doing
a
stealth.
fan of the series that sucked in comparison to Metal Gear.
Somebody's a hater.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
saying.
Just saying. Metal Gear Solid 1 was like the embarkment of stealth games. Metal Gear
Mhm.
Solid 2 was the embarkment of action games. Single player action games.
Yeah. So
Maybe that's
I
why
agree.
Now,
My
is
number
Metal Gear Solid,
3.
Metal Gear
is-
Solid 2 would be a great top 1 for an action game
Oh
ranking.
God, this guy just stays hating on it.
But for
All right.
stealth,
We'll
I
see how
think
other people feel.
it's 3. It's 3.
The majority has spoken. That Metal Gear Solid 2 is 3 on the list. All right, now this is where it's gonna be a little tricky because,
Well,
like you said,
I got I got a hater over here, so I already know what's
Yeah,
going to be the case.
You're not going number 1, I can tell you that.
I have a solid honorable, like it should be 1 because not only was Chaos Theory like you heard of it without ever playing it. You weren't even into stealth games like that and you heard about it. Chaos Theory.
That's how I heard about Metal Gear. That I didn't play it when it first came out. I just went and played because I heard about it. I
And-
never got the urge to play Splinter Cell.
I understand.
Sorry.
I'm just saying someone who didn't who was
How
not
about
near
you,
them
Mike?
was-
Couldn't even play through one.
okay. In his defense, just because we haven't played through one doesn't mean it shouldn't be a very good game.
We'll let the
I-
gamers decide that.
We'll let the gamers decide that, but I don't know. I just think of the original factor of Metal Gear, and
I think you got to put Metal Gear because it influenced Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell doesn't exist without Metal Gear.
Splinter Cell is a Tom Clancy game and it was based on books,
Oh,
which
my
are
God.
war things. So it was before Splinter Cell. The
But-
idea was before, or Tom Clancy was before Metal Gear.
I do like the Sam Clancy games, but I feel like
Yeah.
I
Vegas.
feel like so.
I'm thinking I'm remembering right. I'm just making sure. I might be saying something stupid, but I gotta make sure.
Oh God. I
Nope,
hope
Tom
so.
Clancy Splinter Cell. Yep.
Yeah, it is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. I know because
Tom
I've
Clancy.
played it.
And we know
Yeah, I played his
Tom Clancy,
games.
man. What do you mean?
I don't know.
You never
I
played a
feel
Splinter
biased.
Cell game. I know you don't know. That's what I know. That's what I know.
I knew it was
feel-
Tom Clancy.
I'm biased, so I guess I can't be really in the argument of having Tom Clancy's Splinter Chaos Theory as number 1. So I can't. I don't know. I feel Metal Gear, the original,
Metal Gear
was.
I don't care.
All right.
I'll put a disclaimer in that because Gio may be biased on that point. Right?
Yeah, Gio is biased on that point
Team
because he
Metal
had it out
Gear.
for
Team
me.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, he has it out for me.
Even
But
though
Ian, we ran into
Even
a
though I
hater,
never
everyone.
played-
I
I never
support you.
played-
I
I
support,
never
I
played
support my
any
Splinter
other
Cell people.
Metal Gear. I've only
I
played
played-
1 and 2. I've never played any other Metal Gear.
I played 3. I played all of it. Actually, I played all of it. Actually, it was. I love.
Well, you
I
like those kind of games.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I got into them, but
Yes, yeah. The person who likes the game agreed that 2 was an action game.
Ah.
I
I still think Metal Gear Original is number 1 for me.
I do too.
I'm not. Yeah, my.
Take
I'm
that
not-
with a grain of salt, guys.
Yeah, I will say, okay,
If I
I'm
can't
looking
be
at
number
Metal
one,
Gear,
you're definitely not being number one.
first off, it's not about you, all right? It's about the game. Is the game deserve to be number 1?
Yes, it does.
No. Anyway, as I was saying, with that would make Metal Gear number 1. Because I have no qualms with Metal Gear. I do believe it is a good stealth game.
But
I only thought Splinter Cell Chaos Theory was better because back when Metal Gear, the original Metal Gear came out, it was a niche game. Not a lot of people played it. It was people when they were announcing Metal Gear Solid 2 that the people of Metal Gear Solid 1 hyped it up. I understand your point, but it was because it was looking more like an action game. Because the original Metal Gear Solid 1 wasn't behind the shoulder or like an overview camera. The camera was a fixed camera that you walked into fucking areas with.
I know what it was. Thank you.
It was like a completely different game. It's like comparing Resident Evil like 2
And how did the other
3
ones
to
play?
Resident Evil 4.
Snake Eater and 4. How did the other ones play?
All the other ones are action games, more actiony. After 2 set a precedent
South
of
Department though. Still had a stealth component.
no, there was a
too.
stealth mode, but like you can either choose to play the game either way or hybrid, but like the game requires you like it is not a requirement to be stealthy the entire game.
And that's why it's number 3.
Really, Mike? Really? You gonna take that ding? Really?
That's what I'm saying. It's
I
like,
mean, I don't know. I still stick with Metal Gear 1, but I mean, like I said, it's always subjective to us, and you know,
We'll see
And
what people think.
and
uh,
I'll take Splinter Cell Chaos 3 at 2 because theoretically, like some parts of the game, you don't have to play the entire game in stealth mode.
Oh, so it's an
Thank you.
action game?
No, it's not really an action game at all. Really is
So
not
then
an
why
action
is my game not an action game?
because there are not a single part in your game where you will lose for not being stealthy. Or I guess the very beginning of the game, but that's it. That is the only time. Wait, Sons of Liberty. Yeah, the beginning is the only time that if you get caught, or not even in the beginning, you can get caught. I think in your entire game, stealth does not matter. As in like game ending.
Well, you gotta be able to snap necks real quick and
See? Action
back to
game.
being stealth.
See? Action game.
you throw them into a closet. You act like assassins never do that.
A Metal Gear Solid 1, you lose the moment someone sees you.
No, it just goes.
No, there are parts in that game that if you
throw
get
the little rice
seen
cup for them,
once,
bam.
I can't with Gio.
all right, that was our top 3 rankings. Let's just end it.
Yes, I'm gonna conclude that Metal Gear Original is number 1. Sorry,
I
John.
agree.
Number
No,
2
no, I
is
understand.
number 2 is Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, and number 3 is an action game.
Action stealth. Action stealth.
Action
Intro
stealth.
on the outro. Really? Like the haters?
Metal Gear Solid 2. Those are our top 3 rankings. Of course, it's subjective. If you guys disagree or agree or have your own number 1 or own top 3, leave it in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. This will conclude our episode of our favorite games, self games. Later.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Part-Time Gamers podcast. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. And follow us on our other social platforms on TikTok, Instagram, and Discord. Links for those will be provided in the description. Thank you again. We will see you on the next episode of the podcast. And make sure you make some time for video games. Peace.